Happy New Year, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to The Right Show, brought to you by Valuetainment. This is not the Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Ellen show. You can get that on mainstream TV. We're bringing to you the freshest news, the stuff you're not allowed to say on the television. Now, today's episode is amazing. Let me start off by saying I have gone to the gym every single day this year. So, New Year's resolutions on point. Talk to me after day 4. But here we are. Today's episode, Spirit Airlines sends a child to the wrong city. Wow, we're going to talk about that. Kanye West apologizes to the Jews. Pro-Palestinian Muslims threaten the New York City ball drop. We're going to talk about what happened. And CHICK-FIL-A needs to be open on Sunday if you ask the atheist in New York. I'm your host, Kvon. And once again, Valuetainment presents The Right Show. Let's go now. It's the first episode of the new year, so we're going to ask you right here, right now, where are you from and what is your New Year resolutions? Save money, make money, spend more time with your family, hit the gym, put in the comments, we want to read about you. And while you're doing that, I'm going to show you something fun we did right here at Valuetainment. We went to the streets and asked unsuspecting people, if Hillary Clinton were not a politician, what do they picture her doing? It looked a little something like this. Hillary Clinton, if she wasn't a politician.
Like Martha Stewart?
No,
Like a cooking show?
Grandma who's hungry.
she would probably be like a drug dealer. Or
Child predator.
Wow.
Testifying at a deposition somewhere.
at a deposition.
That'd be nice.
She looks like a scammer. I'm not gonna lie. She looks like a pyramid scheme scammer.
We running the mafia.
Oh,
That's what Hillary.
she's gangster, huh?
Hillary Clinton is Satan, and she's doing what she's supposed to be doing, which is to steal, kill, and destroy. Yeah, look at her. She even look wicked in that picture. Oh my God, I don't even want to see
You know,
her
have
picture.
you, have you seen the show Saw? The little thing that comes out on a bicycle? It's like, man, let's play a game.
在中国就让你想象，就你可以开玩笑怎么样都行，觉得他可以做什么，觉得他更加什么。
Professor? That's a nice answer.
Ooh, a madam.
A madam. Like a Hollywood madam?
A lady who owns like 24 cats.
24 cats. I like that. Meow. So we are calling 2024 the year of chaos. We don't know which politicians are going to pop up and be running by, 10 months from now. But I want you to put in the comments section, what do you picture Hillary Clinton doing if she were not a politician / fundraiser / chasing Bill around, finding out where he is tonight. All right. As we get into this episode, 2024, the year of chaos, it started early. Spirit Airlines sent a child to the wrong city. Now, we're going to see exactly what happened, but imagine that you put your little loved one, you're going to go, a lot of these families, maybe there's like a parent in one city and mom puts you on the plane. Sometimes you see a little kid with a little name tag. Well, check it out right here.
Spirit Airlines put an unaccompanied child on the wrong flight, sparking comparisons to the Home Alone films. On Thursday, 6-year-old Casper Ramos was supposed to board a flight from Philadelphia to Fort Myers, Florida, but somehow little Casper ended up on a different flight to Orlando. His grandmother then drove over 150 miles to retrieve him and wonders how this happened.
I want them to call me and let me know how my grandson ended up in Orlando. How did that happen? Did they get him out the plane? Did the flight attendant, after mom handle him with paperwork, did she let him go by himself?
A Spirit Airlines spokesperson said the company apologized to the family for the incorrect boarding.
Apology? You can't just apologize. You shipped the kid to the wrong city. Now, first of all, how about that grandmother? She looked like she was about 40 years old. Good-looking granny, but they're comparing it to the Home Alone films. It makes sense because you know how Hollywood is going woke. So now instead of just, Macaulay Culkin, they put Casper Ramirez on the wrong plane, sent him to the wrong city. I think that should be a new upgraded movie. Netflix should look into that. Now, we need to talk about who's to blame here. Is Spirit Airlines really to blame? I blame the mother for buying the child, a loved one, a ticket on Spirit, okay? Spirit is not some place you put something you care about. It's how you get yourself around for cheap or how you bring a side chick to town. That's what Spirit is for. One backpack, that's all you get. Come on in for the weekend. You don't put your child there. Where is the father in this situation? You put children on Southwest. That is the airline of love. Am I right or am I right? Put it in the comments. Let's go to the next thing that was chaotic in 2024. New York City had to increase security. Why? Because pro-Palestinian disruptors made threats during the ball drop. Now, as far as I've heard, nothing happened 48 hours ago, but that must have been very scary because, for some reason, our enemies from the Middle East love harassing New York. They did it in 9/11. They did the Wall Street, the towers. The Twin Towers were bombed in the 90s. A lot of people don't remember that. They didn't finish the job until, sadly, 9/11. And then we've had these pro-Palestinian disruptors who are taking over the streets of New York, stopping the highway so you can't get to the airport. They are nonstop. They just want to disrupt. And here we were with the ball dropping. Very important place to be when the balls are dropping. And you want to see that in New York City. And you don't want to worry about someone who has ulterior motives there. And that wasn't the worst of it. We also had a situation where there's a new restaurant in New York. And things are getting chaotic the other direction. Would you be a waiter at this restaurant? They pay $10,000 on average a month because of the tips. Before you answer, yes, I would work there. Look what you have to do as the waiter. You have to put the food on your face and wear that and come to the table and let them eat it off your face. I already see some of our staff is saying, I'll do it for $10,000, but hold on, wait till you check it out first. So that's coming to a city near you. Maybe they could offer this at Hooters. You put the wings on a nice rack there and you got... I think some people would be more interested in that, and the tips would be fantastic. So Twin Peaks, you got the idea. Here, first, I want a cut of that action. All right? That's what's going on this New Year's. I hope yours was fun. We're going to ask you right here, would you work at the restaurant where they eat off your face or other body parts? Remember, $10,000 a month. We're going to see those in the comments. We'll be back right after this. Kanye West is having to apologize to the Jewish community just ahead of his new album release. Now, you might remember last year, Kanye went all in, but show this on the screen here. Kanye was not treated well after that. And so here we have Ye apologizes to the Jewish community ahead of the album release. So now he is no longer Con Yeezy, he's Con Apologeezy. That should be his new name right there. And another company that might have to change their ways, unbelievable, Chick-fil-A. Here we have Chick-fil-A, one of our favorite restaurants, notoriously open 6 days a week. Kanye had a song, closed on Sunday, you're my Chick-fil-A. I don't know what that means to this day, but I do know Chick-fil-A is closed on Sunday. Well, New York is having none of it. The atheists of New York are saying, what? You need to open up on Sundays. So the article at Forbes said, is New York forcing all Chick-fil-A's to open on Sunday? Not exactly, but Lindsey Graham is declaring war. Now, you might want to say, what are you talking about, Kvon? You just told me New York wants them open on Sunday. Now you're saying not exactly. I did the research, so you don't have to. This is the news for people who don't want to read the news. And it turns out New York says Chick-fil-A can be open whenever they want. But on the roadways, the highway system, they have those places you pull off and you eat in the little traveling center. If you have a Chick-fil-A in there, if you're occupying a space, you better be open on Sundays because people need to eat while they're traveling. And I read, several New York state lawmakers want to require restaurants at rest stops along the state's 500-mile thruway to stay open 7 days a week to serve drivers, including Chick-fil-A, which closes on Sundays. This is what I liked. The public and commercial trucking industry rely on these services to rest, refuel, and purchase food and beverages. The bill mentions Chick-fil-A's policy, and while there's nothing objectionable about a fast food restaurant closing on a particular day of the week, service areas dedicated to travelers are inappropriate locations for such a restaurant. So here we are. My family always says, Kvon, don't bring up politics. You could be bringing up politics while you're talking about Chick-fil-A. Everything is political in the end. So do you agree that truckers, travelers, families that are driving mostly Friday, Saturday, Sunday should be able to have a restaurant like Chick-fil-A, or Chick-fil-A should stay out of the throughway restaurant locations and stay in a city near you? Please let us know on that, because that is a very touchy subject. And like I said, I get blamed for talking politics all the time. Now Chick-fil-A is super political on the freeway. Our next story comes to you from none other than Justin Dildo. If you don't know, he is the Prime Minister of Canada, and he is kind of so woke that it's blowing some people's minds. He wants to now make it a permanent regulation that all men's restrooms must have tampons in the bathroom. That's right. Canada passed that law. Justin Trudeau's happy about it. Tampons in the male bathrooms. Now, I think this is shocking. This is completely ridiculous. First of all, why offer a service to something that is not needed? Second of all, if you know of a small business, they don't have tons of extra money. Some people are just barely scraping by, especially with taxes so high. If you own a small dental office and you have a boys' restroom and a women's restroom, you now have to put a tampon machine, that's an extra $500-$600, install it to code, keep it stocked. And what are kids gonna do? These are gonna be in the boys' bathrooms, in the junior high and kindergarten. They're gonna be making poppers with it, nunchucks, lick it, stick it to the ceiling. Just imagine how men are in the bathroom. Ladies, you don't have to go in the men's restroom very often. I swear, if you decide to go trans, you go in the men's restroom, it might scare you right back to where you belong, because let me tell you, men are disgusting in our bathrooms. People carve the name of ex-girlfriends in the toilet seat, okay? I was angry. So be it. They write things on the line for a good time call. They put holes in the bathroom to try to get to the other. These are horrible places. A lot of them, the door fell off. It looks like Beirut. So we don't want women's products in our bathroom. We are not responsible enough to even have those. What would a man need? A tampon? Anyway, so this is kind of another way to tax small businesses. A Walmart can afford this. Costco can afford this. But a small dental firm, a small truck stop, maybe a convenience store, they don't always have the ability to pay $600, put a machine and keep it stocked. This is tampaxation by regulation, and I won't stand for it. Now, there is one reason men might need tampons coming soon, because trans are allowed in the United States women's boxing. This is big news. I'm going to show you the video. We'll talk about it at the end of this clip.
2024 will be a big year for anyone who wants to hit women.
USA Boxing to allow transgender women to compete against female boxers under certain conditions from 2024 after introducing new policy. And you think, oh, what are the conditions? Basically, the conditions are, while boxers under the age of 18 have to still compete with their birth gender, transgender fighters will be permitted to fight in the category of their choice. They must meet certain criteria, including declaring their new gender identity, completing gender reassignment surgery, and regular hormone testing. So what that means is they will definitely have been through the puberty that they were born with. Well, I suppose unless they had puberty blockers early on. But the point is, you can't change until you're 18. So this is just madness. It's supposed to make it safer and fairer. It does the exact opposite.
Yeah, it's disgusting. You'll still have the upper body strength, all sorts of other advantages. We've seen Fallon Fox in MMA breaking people's orbital bones and things like that, which does happen in boxing anyway if it's two men, but obviously it's going to make it far more dangerous. You might as well make domestic violence a sport at this point. This is what this is going to be like, just a man beating up on a woman. It's absolutely sick. Hopefully all women will just boycott it if they got, for safety reasons and for solidarity reasons, because which would be hard if they got prize money on the line, but obviously this shouldn't happen. It's disgusting and insane.
How did we get here? I swear the West makes up our own problems. This was never an issue before. We all kind of knew. Common sense. You could go to the deepest jungle in Africa. You can go to New Zealand where nobody's living, the Appalachian Mountains. Say, should a man be boxing against a woman? Everyone would say no in their various languages. But here in the West, we're a little confused about it. Even this news story, there was a man on the panel, there was a woman. They're all in agreement. But for some reason, some powerful force is trying to confuse us, and I don't know who's falling for this, that, well, as long as they go through full puberty until 18 and then transition for 4 years, they should be allowed to fight these women. Let me tell you about a man from 0 to 18. You build the bone structure, the muscle structure, the lungs, the nostrils, everything is bigger, stronger. A 150-pound man punching is gonna be a lot tougher than a 150-pound woman based on skeletal systems. The left never cared about science. They were always anti-science. They just wanted their agenda. And we have to say, no. But if you say no, they call you a racist, sexist, bigoted, Islamophobic, homophobe. So good luck to you at your corporate job. That's why I work at Valuetainment, where the boss agrees with me most of the time. Next up, we have a reason you might need tampons yet again. Justin Trudeau wants to put tampons in the bathroom. Put it on the screen there. Canada passed the law, tampons in the male bathrooms. Men, why would you need one? I'll tell you why. Because Tesla, the Tesla robot, has attacked the engineer who created it. Is this not straight out of a horror film? It was a violent malfunction. The robot pinned the man down and dug its metal claws into his back and arm. Okay, maybe I do need tampons, okay? Because I am scared to death of what's coming right now, and I'll put them in my nose and in my wherever I'm bleeding from, because all the Terminator movies told us that this was going to happen, and we ignored the warnings from the 80s, and now what's going on here? Elon Musk is like, nah, we can do this. These were supposed to be available on sale in December, the Tesla robot, and they're holding off now until next May for the time being, mainly because the robot beat the crap out of the engineer who made it. If you would have paid $20,000 and brought this in your home and it's following you from room to room, I don't know who's going to be comfortable with that, but I want to know right now, once they get it figured out, are you willing to purchase one of the first rounds of Tesla iRobots to potentially make your life easier or beat you to a pulp? Put in the comments. We want to know who is going to be a first responder. I'm going to tell you this. When the iPhone 1 came out, I thought it was going to beat me. I didn't trust it. iPhone 2, I thought it might blow up in my pants. iPhone 3, maybe microwave my testicles. I had all kinds of theories. So I didn't get the iPhone till the iPhone 7. So I'll see you soon, Tesla Robot 7. We'll see you in the year 2034 on that one. All right, moving right along. This was a freaking hilarious story myself. People were up in arms about this, but I think it's okay. Conservative women are no longer taking a backseat to the radical left. They made a calendar called Conservative Dads, the real women of America. The thing here is that they're conservative women, they're beautiful, and you buy the calendar for this beer company called Ultra Right Beer, and you get the Conservative Dads calendar free. Now, I want to ask you guys, do you think this is inappropriate? Because conservatives do say, hey, we're not like the other side. We don't have to do like that. But at the same time, they're fully clothed. They're very beautiful. They're still conservatively dressed, but they are showing that conservative women are sexy, if not just as sexy, even sexier than the radical left. Plus, they leave a little to the imagination. I'm going to let my viewers have a sneak peek of some of these photos before you decide if this is pro-conservative values or this flies in the face of everything we've always promoted. First picture, sneak peek. Bubbles covering the scenery, pearl necklace, but not like the left does it, a classy traditional one, and she looks very nice, makeup and hair done. Here's the second one. This is a typical bikini photo, something like Pamela Anderson might have done back in the day, but it's cropped above the belly button, so conservatives, you should be okay with that. She's reapplying the makeup, and she is fully clothed, so it's not too lewd. And here we have another one. This is, I believe her name is Kimberly. She ran for Congress over there in Baltimore area. She's against the wall. She's fully dressed, kind of showing you like, hey, looking over the shoulder there and saying hello. And finally, Riley Gaines. She was the cover woman on this calendar. She looks like every Budweiser girl from the 80s, laying back, sunglasses, looking nice, and she is an athletic swimmer. You might remember her. She got second place when she swam against Leah Thomas. Leah was the worst male swimmer of all time. He became a woman last year, beat her in one race, tied in the second race. Tie. Very rarely do you tie in swimming. They tied and they go, well, tie goes to the dude because we want to give the trophy and make history. So that's BS in my opinion, but that's what's going on out there with the left. All right, so are you okay with the conservative calendar? Or was that, my eyes, I have to go back to church. We don't stand for those values. Please put in the comments because it can go either way. We'll be back with a whole lot more from The Right Show right after this. All right, we are having so much fun right here at Valuetainment that there's multiple shows going on, and this new year, our resolution is we're going to be putting characters from one show in the other and kind of cross-promoting so you can see all the breadth of what we're doing. I went on Saucecast, Adam Sosnick is fantastic. He does where finance meets romance. He brings kind of a bunch of girls on there, a bunch of guys to talk business and dating, which is kind of two popular topics right now. And he had us on the home team thing, and he asked me about my funniest family memory from Christmas. I had to think of one on the spot. It looked like this.
I want to know your wildest, your craziest, your sweetest, your most heartwarming family holiday story. Let's start with one of the greatest storytellers known to man, the half-Persian comedian, Kvon. What was your most heartwarming or wildest family moment?
I had a very interesting experience. My grandfather was getting very old, and he was like kind of shaking while eating his peas.
I like where this is going.
And so he took, and everyone's kind of like trying to ignore it, but he's lost a step, and so he went to take a big bite, and the peas fell, and I go, oh, Grandpa peed the floor.
Oh.
And I thought it was kind of funny, and everyone got really quiet, and they're just like, no, Kvon, no. And it just like ruined the dinner for everybody.
Oh, wow. You ruined the dinner with a pea joke?
That is funny.
Yeah.
That is funny.
I just thought of it like right there. I didn't like mean to hurt anybody.
Yeah.
So I keep my mouth shut now at holidays, even if I think of something funny.
Kvon, I got your back on this one. I just alluded to basically fist fighting my grandfather. You just made a pea joke.
Yeah. And he literally peed the floor. There's like 6 of them.
Look, can I get a ding 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 for this?
Hey, I thought of that on the spot. Grandpa peed the floor. I thought that was brilliant, okay? So here's what I want you to do. Join all the Valuetainment enterprises. Go, subscribe to Sosnick. Go subscribe to the PBD podcast. Go on Valuetainment, see what we offer. There's also a guy named the BizDoc. BizDoc is fantastic, okay? Tom Ellsworth has been giving a lot of advice. He helps businesses sell. He builds them up and sells them up. Man, the guy, fantastic. So he gives that podcast. Go check it out. But I came up with a theory. What if Tom had kind of a competitor named Tim who was not as good at business, but he was still peddling his advice, trying to cut in on that business, entrepreneurship angle. And it looked a little something like this. Enjoy my character, my sketch, Tim Emsworth, the competitor to Tom Ellsworth. Hi folks, I'm Tim Emsworth. You've heard of the Biz Doc, but I'm the Biz Diz because every business decision I've made has become a disaster. In fact, over the past 3 decades, I've made investments nobody else would dare do. And we're going to talk about that right now with a case study from my very own portfolio. Let's take a look at the first company, the Magic Kingdom, or in my case, the Tragic Kingdom. About 6 months ago, I went all in with Disney, and they decided to go woke, and I went broke. Plus, they had an actress who was bad-mouthing the source material, so I took a 50% haircut. Happiest place on earth, my ass. And now we take a walk down memory lane with Blockbuster Video. In 2006, I doubled down with my Blockbuster investment. 2008, tripled down. People said, Tim, is this a good idea, going all in with one company? They told me, what about this new company called Netflix? I told them, go Netflix yourself. Well, I was wrong. And as you can see here, it went down to absolute zero. I had to learn about EBITDA at that time. If you don't know what that is, that's where you open your portfolio and you go, EBITDA, where'd all my money go? Which brings us to today. Tesla, one of the biggest success stories in all of business. Most people made money in Tesla. I somehow lost it. Let me show you how that worked. Follow me. Now, 2 things are at play here. With stocks, you want to buy low and sell high. And anyone who invested in Tesla kind of managed to go in the upward direction. The problem is, I did the opposite. I bought here and sold. I bought, sold, bought, sold, bought, and sold. As the stock went up about 200%, I ended up losing 2,000% of my portfolio. That's when I made a brash decision. I shorted the stock right here. They immediately announced Tesla at that time was going to be the preferred charging station for all major car manufacturers going electric. And the stock shot right up. And that's when I shorted my pants. The reason I'm telling you this is because I'm now offering you a subscription to my daily stock picks. It's the Biz Diz Daily Stock Picks, where I tell you what I'm about to do, you do the opposite, and you're gonna make a lot of money. In fact, we have people who have already done it. Here's what they have to say.
Thanks to Biz Diz, I'm getting paid.
For only $19 a month, what have you got to lose? Oh look, he's making another stock pick now.
Thanks to Biz Diz, I'm retired. Can I get another drink, please?
So there you have it. Just go on valuetainment.com, click on the Biz Diz link, and spend
Let me get the keys.
Hey, we're in the middle of shooting my thing right now.
No, it doesn't matter.
On Monday, I don't have the keys.
I can
give
see the keys.
All right. These are the keys.
Go. You're out of
okay,
time.
Perfect. Be sure to sign
And
up.
the shirt.
Hey, they said I could keep
And the glasses,
The
too.
glasses. This is an outrage. I need
Your
those.
future ain't bright. Give me the stuff.
All right.
Come on,
And next week, I'll tell you about a guy named Sam Bankman-Fried. He was a nice guy I met about 5 years ago, and he told me that FTX would be a great business in order to get into. So you might want to look into that as well. Thank you. Tune in next week. That's how we do it, folks. I got everything repoed. My car, my shirt, my glasses. So you're going to see a lot more creativity coming from us. We're doing sketches, we're doing commentary, and we're making you laugh. This is the news for people who hate the news. We just got through it. How easy was that? Episode 16 in the bag. Plus, we're waking America up with laughter. We're telling truth through comedy, and we're doing it with a smile. Tune in 2024. Subscribe, like. This is the year of chaos, and we're going to have fun, laugh our way through it. Thank you for watching. See you next week. Bye.